Welcome to Modern Homestead Alaska. I am Jessica and I'm here with my husband Aaron today. He's actually upstairs getting the smoker ready. We are sharing a fantastic recipe with you at the end of this video. In today's episode, we are going to be doing some massive storage and preps that have a very long shelf life in these 5-gallon Mylar bags. And we take a trip to one of only 22 Costco Business Centers in the entire United States. It's brand new here in Anchorage, and I give you a sneak peek inside of that store. Won't you join us today? Welcome to the basement, the long-term overflow, big storage that we do. I actually have Aaron down here helping, and our beautiful Cody just showed up and surprised us, and so she's gonna be hanging out with us down here. She's playing with the dogs. But we get tons of questions about this and how we do it and why we do it the way that we do, and I thought maybe we'd take the opportunity to walk you through. Aaron and I are doing a grand tally for our own personal use, and then we're going to take a trip tomorrow. They have a brand new Costco. It is a commercial business center, and I've never been, but what it sells is massive quantities of things, and that is what is stored down here. And we thought, if there's anything, so far we have paper towels and trash bags on our list of things that we need to stock up on, but we're gonna go through and tally for ourselves beans and rice and all of the different things. How do you keep a tally? We're already, here we go, jumping right into the conversation. How do we tally things? We tally things based on the number of people in our family. Do they have a significant other that we might need to prepare for an emergency for? And then what is changing is my mother and grandmother are moving here to Alaska next month, and my grandmother will be with us. And so we will increase based on the number of people that we feel we're responsible to stock and store for in the event of an emergency. What sort of emergency? For us, it's most likely a job loss. We all lived through COVID, shutdowns, anything like that, but it could be a natural disaster, any number of things. I don't care why you stock or store. Everyone has their own reasons behind it, and do what you are most comfortable with. So Aaron is filling the Mylar bags for me. I am labeling, and then I'm gonna help with the 5-gallon buckets. Depending on the item, it depends on how we store it. So as an example, he's already done a 50-pound bag of cornmeal in the Mylar bags, sealed up. There's no oxygen getting to them. They are perfectly well. I will label and date these, and then those get stored in the black and yellow totes behind me. The measurement, yes, we could fill the bags to the brim, but what happens is when I fill one of those Mylar bags all the way up and I open it, I use what I need, and then the item will get stored in a 1/2-gallon jar like this in our big pantry upstairs. I then just have these floating Mylar bags of stuff around. So something we learned was we put everything in a measurement that when we open that Mylar bag, we are going to have a way of storing it, and it's not just floating open bags around the house. So that loud noise is a chamber vac. We use our chamber vac to do all of these items. And then the measurement is 1/2 gallon plus 2 cups. So generally I'm gonna run out this 1/2 gallon, whatever it is. Right now he's packaging quinoa. And when I run out, I'm going to want to open a new bag, use it for whatever I'm doing, and then fill this 1/2-gallon jar. So he is filling the quinoa to where I can use 1 day's worth and then fill this jar with it.
So if you want to know what I'm doing, You come over here, you squash it, you push a button, you walk away.
Right.
Right? Push down, hit seal, bam, done. Wait for it to do its magic. Comes out like this, and you go, J-Secca. Alright, so with this thing here, see it's got a resealable bag after you open it. So we're going to make sure that stays open so it can suck all the blow air in and out. Get the vacuum seal in. And then I'm going to put it down in here. So we're going to make sure that seals down below the heat strip. Pick up the little strip there. Make sure it's got pinned down by the little bar. Oops. Okay. Like that. Hold down, hit seal, and that's the magic trick. Just waiting, waiting, heating that bar. And got it. Got him!
I'm simply labeling every one of these bags that Aaron gives to me. We get most of these products from Azure. I'll leave a link for you in the description box, and you can go to Azure and buy in bulk. Okay, so it used to just be that it was really good organic things that we elsewise couldn't get here in Alaska. But Azure has become so competitive in price. Not only is it really good quality organic things that we can't get here, in comparison in price, oftentimes Azure is cheaper nowadays. Like everything else in a stockpile, we use oldest first. So first in, first out. We will put the newest products at the very bottom and then work our way through those. We do believe in storing these in a way that will store for a super long time. Some of these products will store up to 30 years stored this way in the Mylar bags, in the totes, kept free from bugs and moisture and the different things. However, we still believe in rotating through. So I don't want to have a massive stockpile of things that we don't eat on a regular basis, because that would be so upsetting to the diet anyway if you did have an emergency and have to eat those things. And so we do have it all prepared in a way that we are still rotating through these things. So one of the conversations Aaron and I were having is back here, I misspoke earlier, it was 25 pounds of cornmeal, which is a year's worth for our family. We are not gonna stock up on more of that for quite some time, but this will last stored this way for years. So it made 2, 4, 6, 7 bags, and then 25 pounds of quinoa made only 5 of the Mylar bags. So not everything, even though the pounds are the same, take up the same amount of space. So that is just something to keep in mind. I recently got some food grade 5-gallon buckets from Azure. I've gotten them all over, even the honey ones from a local bakery. I can buy those. And then they had the gamma seal lids. What I'm going to do right now doesn't actually require a gamma seal lid, so I might not use them right on this. And what I'm thinking about doing is filling some 5-gallon Mylar bags and then being able to just stack those bags, kind of like how these over here on the table are flat, like we already saw with the quinoa and so on. And here is why. I have some hard red wheat, and I am storing, say, red wheat 2 ways. In this I do a liner inside of these. It's a food grade liner, and then they have a lid on them. and those will store for 1 year in ideal storage conditions. But I can store the hard red wheat for 10 to 15 years if it is stored sealed in either a number 10 can or a Mylar bag with the oxygen absorbers. So what I think we need to do is seal some of these in great big 5-gallon bags until we work through the buckets over there. And then once we work through the bucket, we will go into here. Here is how I determine those. Anything stored in 5 gallons, like it's a whole 5 gallons of something, when it goes upstairs to that pantry, it's stored then in a 2-gallon bucket. The 2-gallon buckets make it really, really easy for me when I want to grind the grain or make the barley or the wheat or whatever the case is. It is very large quantities of things like oats, certain sugars, all of these grains. I don't need them in half gallons. I need them to be in a much larger quantity. So if I'm gonna do oatmeal, I might make a whole half-gallon worth of oatmeal. So I don't wanna store it to where I would constantly be wasting and using up the Mylar bag. So either goes in a 5-gallon bucket like this, or it's gonna go in the Mylar bag, and that's gonna depend on my personal storage. You do what's best for your storage at home. So I have the 5-gallon bucket, and I have these food grade bucket liners. So I have a 50-pound bag of this pure sea salt. Salt and sugar, you never want to use an oxygen absorber with those items. It will turn them hard as a rock. Salt and sugar don't really have expirations, and if they do, they're really, really far off. And what I do is whenever I open one of the 5-gallon buckets of salt, I order a new 50-pound bag of salt. So salt can be used to cure things. This can be used for any sort of cooking, but it's just plain sea salt. Oh, it'll go in. How much is left? Perfect. So a 50-pound bag of salt is 1 5-gallon bucket, and so this will get the Gamma Seal lid on it. And the reason is when I do need to get in here, because it's not going to have oxygen absorbers, doesn't need to be sealed in any other fancy way, but we do want to keep moisture and critters, not that salt is something that gets them, but you want to keep everything out of the bucket. So should have put it on first. And now when I need salt, I'll just dip in and pull out. So we got all of these done. We got everything into 5-gallon buckets. It goes into 5-gallon buckets. Woo! Blue. Sorry, buddy. And so now we're gonna work on the 5-gallon bags. And because we're using oxygen absorbers, as soon as we open the oxygen absorbers, we are going to want to get everything sealed instead of doing one bag at a time. So I've done 2 things. I'm going to label the outside of the bag, but I've also taken half of a 3x5 card and written on it, coming back, hard red wheat. So if something were to happen and the label were to rub off of it, then we would know what it is if you can't tell. So we're gonna see how much fits in here. You ready? How heavy is that bag?
600 pounds.
50 pounds. We're gonna see how much we can get in here.
You better put your bag down low.
Oh, I thought we were gonna put it on the chair.
Wherever you want it.
There we go, big guy. Have some bay leaves. Bugs hate bay leaves, so anything I store in big quantities like this, it won't take on the flavor, but I do throw a couple of dry bay leaves in there. And then the label, I'll label the bag, set it to the side, and we'll do all of this at once. It is so nice having a partner down here, someone to help me with these. My mom has helped me in the past. Aaron is my big helper today. It's so nice to have him lifting the 50 pounds for me. Are you ready? Okay, we have Aaron over there with a hair straightener, but you can use an iron. We have oxygen absorbers for 5-gallon bags. Azure, I love, they sell their Mylar bags with their oxygen absorbers in equal amounts. So open this sucker up. We got every bag filled, and we're gonna throw oxygen absorbers in, seal them up, and then Aaron's gonna seal them, and we're gonna try to get them laid flat on a rack over here. Ready? So you throw one in. And then you suck as much air out by smashing it. And then seal the Ziploc part.
How fast?
Just melt it really good, but try not to hit the Ziploc part. There you go. Yep. There you go. Keep going. And then get it laid flat as quickly as you can. Otherwise, it seals like this, and that's super hard to seal or store, I mean.
Slow down.
Slow it down.
Bring
her down a notch.
Yeah.
This ain't 90 to nothing.
Gotta teach you girls how to do stuff.
Oh, good. So inevitably, I knew I was going to get a question of what to do with the oxygen absorbers. You can reseal the bags, but I think the simplest thing to do is to put the unused oxygen absorbers into a jar, and they will seal down the lid by absorbing the oxygen that's in the jar. But because each one of these is intended to absorb 5 gallons worth of oxygen, it'll seal down this lid, and then we will be able to use this jar. All right, we're done with all of that now. So what Aaron and I are going to do is go through our storage, and we're going to tally up what we actually have, and then mark down anything that we might need to order. In the last video where we were doing stocks, we dealt with canned goods, we dealt with baking goods, we dealt with anything like that. That's not even on our list unless it's something that we look over and see, oh, we're completely out of it. It's not even gonna be on the agenda. And what this helps our family do, if you're interested in how and why we do what we do, what it helps is buying a year's worth of something 1 month, then we don't have to worry about it again for the whole rest of the year. And we can just buy big bulk single items, and doing that here in Alaska makes things a little bit simpler. So pardon us, we're gonna get in here, go through, and then I'll let you know what we need to pick up at Costco tomorrow. This is my bag pile. This will all get turned into compost in the garden, and it is lovely when I can lay it down in walkways and such and put some soil over the top, and it keeps the weeds from growing up through. And all of this will get used in the garden, and that is a huge amount of grains that Erin helped me deal with today. And then we have our shopping list. So this small section is what we're shopping for. This is also stored in our upstairs regular big pantry, and we are out of tons of things, everything from foil to Ziploc bags. We only have those 2 rolls of paper towels left. We have some toilet paper, but we're running super low on that. We are completely out of the regular like kitchen white trash bags. No need to go through the list. We're gonna go shop for all of that tomorrow. And then the other things included will be things like laundry soap and dish soap. But let me take you over and show you what we're out of over here. So this storage tote has probably 1, 2, 3, it has 4 pounds of beans in it. And these are different white beans, so like black-eyed peas and cannellini beans and all of that. So we're almost completely out there. And so that is what I'm talking about. We go through and figure out how much we have and what we need in these sections. And so my Azure order will be fairly small this month, but I do need to stock up on some white beans. I do want to do a big bean canning day, and if I went to can some more black-eyed peas, we would literally be completely out of peas. We have made it to the brand new Costco Business Center, and right off the bat, it is totally different than our regular Costco. Everything is bigger. You want 1 box?
Huh?
1 box?
What?
$17.99. White kitchen bags. Look at these. $14.99. Oh look, they have all sizes. Oh, look at those commercial buckets. Commercial rice cooker. That is huge.
What is that?
A rice cooker. Everything is huge. Everything. Like even the coffee pot is 60 cups. Look at that. Look at that.
That's a coffee.
Oh.
See?
110 cup coffee pot. Who needs that? Sign up. I found it. I found the fridge we need. Dun da da da. Dun da 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 da. We had one of those.
Yes. That.
Look at that. Spacious. Is the one next to it? Which one? So the freezer would look the same. That's a smaller one, 17 and 1800. I think that might actually be cheaper than the actual fridge at our house. Sometimes it's strange. Look at that one, merchandise fridge, $15.99. I might need that. for my merchandise. Okay, what is this, babe? What is it?
6 burner.
It's what we need, you said. $13.99. Look at the size of that oven. Oh my gosh. 36 by 33 and a half by 56 and 3/8. But the is not a vent.
56.
Yeah.
So for all the people that think I need to eat less, I need one of these.
For the people that told you you need to lose weight. Oh, you do need the ice maker, right? For sure on that. So everything is not commercial in here. Look, they have the normal nuts and dried fruits and candies and all of that in here in normal size. So our daughter does a ton of meal prepping. $37, 38-ounce microwavable food containers. Massive commercial size that could last her a lifetime. Holy cow.
Wonder what this, right?
Yeah. 500 feet for $34.
150. Okay, need 2 of those?
Mm-hmm.
Huh?
Yeah, for bulking.
For what?
Bulking?
We're not bulking our bags. And then what? That's it.
I would do, what else I got?
The 2-galloners for my...
So $18.79 for the gallons. The 2 gallons we don't use a ton, maybe one box. Yeah, but we do use them. $12.99. What is that?
3,000 square feet.
For $17?
Yeah.
What is this? This is the one I normally get.
So that one's 750 feet.
Times 2.
Huh? No. Oh, it is times 2.
For 13.
So it's still more. It's 0.9 and this is 0.5.
0.5. So we're going with the commercial kitchen size.
Yeah.
That's us. Okay, it's nice that they have these because I can't find them. What we're actually looking at is the lids to the foil type pans. We can get the pans. We can even get them at 3 Bears or whatever. But getting the lids. And the best thing is if you're making freezer meals, if you can get the lids, it's even better. So nice to know that they have them. Not on the list today though. They have these massive rolls, 18 by 1,000-foot rolls of butcher paper for $26. And then the freezer paper, $53.99, 1,100, so 1,100 feet. If we were to get like a moose or something like that, we can definitely grab a roll. That would be a little aggressive for us right now. We don't need it, but at some point we might. So we'll get some OxyClean, $19.59 for 1. Start with that. The powder is per load.
Oh, yeah. This is at only 143 load. This is at 156. So, 0.2 30. This one.
Brand. It's $8.69 versus $12.39. You only get one? We don't use them very much.
Those lasted us quite a while.
50 pounds of potatoes. Look at the size of these things. $16. I have purple ones. Roma tomatoes. 25 pounds, $28. Crazy. Then they have like 25-pound boxes of them over there. They do have the normal, like Costco size things, not just commercial size. But I don't think our regular Costco sells 25-pound boxes of tomatoes, but they do sell these. So for $7.99, you can get one 2-pound pack. They have huge bulk bags of beans and rice, just like a regular Costco. But look, they're light. You can get light brown sugar in the 25-pound bags. Yeah, so it's a lot the same as Costco, and then it just has some additional bulk size things on top of it. When we went through the basement yesterday, I have room for 1 2-pack of white distilled vinegar, and we go through this like crazy. So $7.99. That is an entire lamb, $4.19 per pound. So you're averaging somewhere net weight 35 pounds. And then these are whole goats. It's crazy. $3.59 a pound. The meat section is inside the freezer. Let's see if we can't find Aaron. I know if we've lost it. I just found my cart laying out there. Oh, there he is. What do you see?
Where's the ribs?
Where's your ribs? We have normal sized creamers in here. That is so crazy. We don't sell these at our Costco. Our Costco only sells like super large size creamer. Huh.
Ketchups, and it's got our food.
I know, but did you want to do 1 or 2 for the summer? Okay, grab 1. Okay, so as far as mayo goes, we can go any size we want. All the way down to like a normal store-bought size. For $14, you can get like 4 of them. So.
I was looking at a recipe.
That's the mayo Cody's always asking for. We'll get one of these for her.
What?
This
What's up with that?
Koopy. I don't know. They put it in like ramen and stuff. Gross.
What?
I know. All right, normal size for us mayo.
None of those are normal for us.
That size is. That better than the small containers.
Yeah.
We love these for some reason. And then when we open them, we just throw them in jars. But these dry, dehydrated hash browns, $7.79 for 2 pounds. Okay, so that was a super interesting shopping experience. It was so funny that some things were just like major bulk, and then other things were like completely normal size, what you can get at like a grocery store. So everyone asked last time, we only spent $500, and by only, when you're talking like all of the Ziplocs and freezer bags and laundry soaps and things like that we bought, that actually isn't too bad for up here where we live. So $500, and we really haven't been to the store since the last time someone asked what well, people can't do that. Well, in reality, we spend less than about $200 a week on groceries and supplies like this. And therefore, because we do big bulk shopping, we don't come to town very often, it does end up saving our family a ton of money in the long run. But let me help Aaron load up. There's a couple of things to know about a Costco Business Center. There's only a couple of them nationwide. And also our Costco up here in Anchorage is opening a showroom full of like the furniture and appliances and everything that Costco sells. And they also don't have very many of those, but you'll be able to physically go in and see and touch the appliances and the furniture and so on before you purchase it, and then it gets shipped, and we're able to get those things here in Alaska. We got everything finished up. I brought all this stuff down here from Costco, and I wanted to show you one of these 5-gallon bags. Just putting the oxygen absorber in it, you can actually see, let me get you closer. You can actually see the grain through it and how it's sucked up. And this is one of the hard red wheats, and it has absorbed all the air. It's sealed really well. And this is what I was talking about to Aaron in the video when we went to stack them up here. Now, if one of them doesn't seal well over the next couple of days, we'll just cut it open, put a new oxygen absorber in it, and then reseal the bag. But all in all, they all look really, really good. But whatever form that bag is in, when you seal it, it will stay in this form until you cut it open. And so they don't become malleable where you could then decide, oh, I now want to put this 5-gallon bag in a bucket. This will not squish down into a bucket. It's going to stay just like this. One of the last questions I'm going to address in the video about my storage is rotating. I am going to pull out the olive oils I have back here and then put the new olive oil behind them. So first in, first out, and then I will put all of the storage away. But I do rotate. I pull everything that's older forward and then run our way through that. Let's go. And now that we've finished out all of this, Aaron's got a great recipe. We're going to jump into upstairs.
All right, so while Jessica and I were working down in the basement, I was going through the freezer and I saw one of these pork bellies. I want to kind of go through them that we had already froze prior, and we thawed it out, and I'm gonna make some bacon, homemade bacon out of almost 2/3 of it, and then out of 1/3 of it, I am going to make what they call bacon brisket. Never tried it, but we're gonna give it a whirl and see how it goes. Okay, so we've got this pork belly here. It's about 9.5 pounds that it came. We bought these from Costco. I've chunked it up in about 3 pieces, 3 separate pieces, they're all equal parts. So what they're averaging is a little over 3 pounds a piece. So we're gonna start with the ingredients now. And in this bowl, I've already started with 2 cups of brown sugar. Okay, then to that, I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of kosher salt. Sorry, a 1/3 cup, I apologize. Yeah. And to the rest of that we've already put in there, I'm adding a 1/4 cup of Jessica's homemade applesauce that she made. Okay, it's probably clean enough. Then to this, I'm gonna add 4 tablespoons of black pepper. Okay, now we're also gonna add in there 1/2 teaspoon of the pink curing salt. I'm gonna add two tablespoons of barbecue rub here. It's got the paprika, it's got a little bit of sugar, it's got some pepper. So we're gonna add that in here. And I'm also going to add in here 1/2 cup of maple syrup. But to do that, I'm gonna add that all into this. I'm gonna add a 1/4 cup of warm water to that as well. So we'll just add to the top. So we're gonna add that to the mix here. Okay, so now I'm putting on some gloves because this part gets a little bit messy. But we mixed it all up, and this is what it's gonna start looking like. Okay, I don't know if you can see that real well. It's a little bit liquidy. That's what that 1/4 cup of water's added in there for. It's just to kind of help loosen this out so you can spread it around. Then we're gonna put it in a Ziploc bag. I'm gonna use the 2-gallon bags. It gives a little room. We're gonna have my lovely assistant, Vanna White, come and help me here. So we'll set that in there. Okay. Then I'm gonna dump 1/2 of this in here. Okay. Kind of just spread it out over the meat. And the salts and the sugars are going to suck out all the moisture, well, not all of it, but a lot of moisture out of this slab as it is. And that's what's going to start curing this pork belly. Blue. Now we have it in the bag. I'm going to try to squeeze out as much air as I can. Try to get it out. Sometimes you can use, if you have it handy, a food saver bag, you know, with a vacuum sealer. Works good as well. But this is what it's going to look like, right? So I got a slab of pork belly in there with all the curing compound. And I'm going to lay it as flat as I can get it. Okay. And then I'm going to make sure that's much of that stuff's on it as I can. And we're going to let it sit like this in the refrigerator for 7 days. Each day I'm going to come and I'm going to flip it. Flip it over, kind of marinate, kind of push it in a little bit. And then I'm going to come back, and on the 7th day we'll rinse it and we'll make it into bacon. We'll take you along with that process. Now we got the second one all dressed up as well. We're going to get these packaged up in the fridge. And then the next step I'm going to take you on is we're going to make the bacon brisket. All right, so now we're on to this next phase. What we're going to do is we're going to look, I looked it up, I'm going to try it out. Never had this before. It's called bacon brisket. So what we're going to do is take a chunk of this pork belly that we just had off of the same one that we just made the bacon with, and we are going to season it just like we would a brisket. The only thing I'm not going to do is I'm not going to put a binder on it, right? Like the mustard I normally would use. So we want it kind of nice and thin. We don't want a ton of fat because we are going to cut it and slice it just like we would if we were going to eat a piece of brisket, right? So some of these pork bellies you'll have to check. They got really thick chunks of fat. So this one's actually pretty good. I've trimmed a little bit off of it, but it came pretty well. It's nice, thin fat lines in there. So we're going to cook this thing fat side up and let the fat render down through it. And then it's going to be the presentation side. It's going to build a really nice bark on this fat side. So we're going to season the meat side first. Start out, I'm using... We're going to start out with, we're going to use Meat Church's Holy Cow. And so this is a little weird, different, because this is more of a beef rub, right? Instead of a pork rub. But that's what they say to try it. We're going to give it a whirl. So really pepper forward. I'm going to mix in there a little bit of his Holy Gospel barbecue rub along with the Holy Cow. Okay, we're going to flip it over. Now we're going to do the fat side. Just do the same process. Holy cow. Now we're using the last bit of this Holy Cow the Holy Gospel that I have here. We're just gonna finish it up with this. Like I said before, use whatever barbecue rub you use normally on your brisket. Give it a shot. We're gonna let this adhere for 15-20 minutes. While I get the barbecue or the smoker rolling, and then we're going to get it going. It's probably going to roll, they say, about 3 to 4 hours. So we're going to get it up to an internal temp of 200 degrees. And then we're going to slice it just like we would a brisket. All right, we're out here with the smoker. We're getting this pork belly smoked up. We've got it on, and we're gonna go about 250, 275 for about 3.5, 4 hours to get to the internal temp about 200. And we'll take you along the way. Woo! You got this thing? Watch. Look at the juices coming out of it. Oh, man. Dinner is served. Okay, got this just now out of the smoker. It's looking awesome. Can't wait to cut into it. Cooked it at about 275 degrees for about 4 hours is what it took me. The nice little thing is this thing is it's called a meter. Literally meter, M-E-A-T-E-R. And that's the thermal pen, and it works really, really well. It gives you the internal temp plus the ambient temp in your smoker. It's a really nice little tool. Plus it goes right to my phone. Tells me everything about what's going on, how long, everything else, how long I got left to cook on it. So it's pretty good little tool. I'll have Jessica leave a link to it. So we're gonna let it rest now. The kids are almost home and we're gonna eat dinner. We'll let you know how it is. All right, now let this rest for a little while. We're gonna slice into it and get ready to eat dinner. Huh? Huh?
Keep going like you were. Oh. Hey, you home? Have a seat. Dinner's done. Okay. So how do you eat it?
So on the recipe, they showed it. They had it in some tacos, right? So we're gonna try this right here.
So we got hot toasted tacos.
Lay one in there. Since we're gonna be a little greedy, we're gonna lay 2.
Oh, nice.
But look at that. Oh.
Well, if you eat all of it before it goes in the taco.
All right, so they put a little bit of chili infused honey. So Jessica and I made this up today. We're giving it a try.
So it's some of our good Azure honey and some chilies, a little bit of vinegar and chili powder, and that's it,
red pepper
right?
flakes.
Red pepper flakes, chilies.
Yep. All right, so we put a little bit of honey on there.
And you said the hot honey was delish.
Yep.
Yeah.
We're gonna put a little bit of, we're gonna put pickled onions that we also made today.
How do you pickle onions?
They
pickle fast.
Yeah, water, vinegar.
Water, vinegar.
And some.
Salt?
Yeah, salt and sugar.
Salt and sugar. Nice.
Pretty simple.
And then
some feta cheese to kind of help fight it. You know, it's a strong cheese, kind of break up some of the different tastes.
So feta isn't a typical, because it's not a Mexican food, right?
No, I'm not a big green
fan. Not gonna use a lot of the green stuff.
No, I'm not a big green fan.
But a little arugula has a little bit of a spice to it as well, and so it should help balance out the fat and richness of the pork. Get it?
We're gonna give it a shot. Let's see here. Should push that to the end, but try this. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the screen. I didn't think you wanted to see my face. It's really good.
And then alongside the tacos, since all of this video was like pantry and stockpile and those sort of things, we did a rice and bean salad, just using up like frozen corn, rice out of the pantry, beans out of the pantry, some onions we always have on hand, jalapenos, some things like that. And so we just did kind of like a dirty type of rice to go with the tacos. We're gonna serve this, feed our family. Thank you for joining us today. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button. Make sure you ring the bell, you'll get notifications. You won't miss anything we have going on our homestead. We appreciate each and every one of you. And until next time, I hope you're blessed and have a great week.
Here.
4?
Yeah, 4 of us.
There's the salad.
Here's a beer cup.